All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here on this amazing Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Ooh, that's a reminder. I have a couple of credit card bills to pay today. It's the first of the month. And I am officially back from vacation. Officially, even though I've done streams for the past few days as an added bonus because I had a little extra time during my vacation and I felt like doing them. I'm officially back today. But before we get to the show here today, let me just make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. And let me also make sure that the back end is rolling smoothly on YouTube. And it absolutely is. And as I mentioned a second ago, once again today, we're also simulcasting live on Facebook. I just want to ensure that Facebook is rolling smoothly. I'm at the top of the newsfeed. Live on Facebook. I just want to ensure that Facebook is rolling smoothly. I'm at the top and it is Coach Eli. Facebook is rolling smoothly, and so is YouTube, and we're all set to go. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the late start. I had some things come up. That does happen. I apologize for that, folks. I'm trying to minimize delays as part of my promise to you folks in the future. But if I have some delays in the future, they're for valid reasons. Things come up. Things happen, and it's a lot of work to put these shows together, especially when you're a one-man show running your own thing, from the tech aspect to the actual, speaking aspect and showing up on camera aspect, right? So I'm sure that you folks understand that. Now, one more thing before we get right to it. This channel is sponsored by the great Troy Brewer. He's a great longtime friend of mine of over 10 years. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. He's been in business for over 15 years. And I trust no one more than Troy when it comes to branding, marketing, and products and services. He's an amazing guy. He's multifaceted. He has so many things going on through the Discover Community Network that if there's anything that you need, between Troy and I, we can help you get it, not only at the best possible price, but with the best possible service and with trust as well. I trust no one more than Troy Brewer when it comes to this aspect. So, if you need help running your YouTube channel, or you're, starting another business outside of YouTube and you need some branding and marketing, Troy is your guy. I can help make the connection if you'd like as well. You can reach out to me by going to my email below in the description, Coach Eli, coach@eliasmelas.com, or you can contact him directly by going below the description about a third of the way down and checking out two links that I share in every video and stream. DiscoverCommunityNetwork.com, that is the main site. And then there's a subsidiary listed below, one of their many subsidiaries, the DCN Internet Radio Network. Once again, Troy, thank you so much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of this channel. Lots and lots of love from Coach Eli. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm not going to be on too terribly long because I do plan, and hopefully I can keep this plan, I do plan on doing a Walking with Purpose stream later today, later this afternoon or early evening if you're on the East Coast. So I want to keep this short and sweet, set up that stream, take a little bit of a rest, and then get out and get some exercise on one of my nearby hiking trails, and bring you folks another great show outside of the studio, because I'm sure you folks missed that. How many of you miss the Walking with Purpose streams? Those are going to be coming back. I'm probably going to do a bunch of them this week. So that is that. So let's just get right to it here and get to the topic. The topic of this show is mastering the takeaway to eventually reach tremendous success. One more time. Mastering the takeaway to eventually reach tremendous success. I've been wanting to do this topic for a while. I've kind of done it a little bit in the past, but I wanted to go into more detail. And, before I went live and as I was setting up this stream, I was thinking about, how do I want to present this topic so people clearly understand what I mean by mastering the takeaway. I've actually shared many dating stories where I've had to use the takeaway with women that were showing some interest, but when I try to take the next step of, saying, hey, let's talk on the phone or let's meet in person, and then they threw some resistance, that's when I had to do the takeaway. And the takeaway is something that should not be done in a frustrating way. It's not a frustrating thing. Basically, what the takeaway is saying is that, hey, you know what, I'm looking to move things forward, regardless of, whatever it entails. It could be trying to move things forward with a woman, or let's say you're trying to collaborate with somebody out here on YouTube, or let's say you're being harassed by a bunch of people on YouTube, right? The takeaway is basically politely saying, hey, I understand. For example, with women, I understand that, you're not ready to move things forward. No problem. I'm going to let you go and figure it out. And when you do, feel free to text me or call me and we can go from there. For now, have yourself a great day. And, thank you for connecting with me, right? Because most women or people in general, when they throw some resistance your way or they want more time to think about things, or let's say they have multiple other options or other offers they're entertaining, are expecting you to, get hurt, react, and overreact, right? And when you do the complete opposite of that, what you're saying is that you're cool whether it works out with that person or not. Like I said, whether it entails a business situation or a personal situation in your dating life, right? So, when that woman is expecting me to get upset because I'm ready to move things forward and meet her and she's not, she needs a little more time. Maybe she wants to talk on the phone a little bit more, or she needs some time to think about it. And I give her that time and space. She's going to be, wow, this guy is different than every other guy I've encountered in the same situation. And she may wake up the next morning and say, hey, Eli, I thought about it. I would love to meet you, right? Because what would most other guys do in that situation? They would say, well, I'm not looking to waste time. I either want to meet you now or it's just never going to work out, right? That's what most other guys would do. Or what most other guys would do is text her throughout the day. Hey, have you made up your mind yet? Have you made up your mind yet? Have you made up your mind yet? That's not the way it works. You got to give women in that situation time and space to think about what happened. And also allow her to know that you are happy with your life and yourself, whether she's a part of your life or not. You're happy with or without her, or you're happy with or without a woman in your life. That's the way to properly, initiate and execute the takeaway. So let's see here. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. She says, the queen is here. She says, you're good. And she says, no apology needed. Well, Queen, I'm a good guy. And I like to own up to mistakes that I make. And just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I'm immune to mistakes. Doesn't mean I'm not human. It doesn't mean that my life is going to be perfect. There's not a single coach out there that has a perfect life. Now, some coaches are further ahead than others, but life is life and things happen. And I've always been the type of person, Queen and everyone else, that I like to lead by example. I like to practice what I preach. So I'm not going to come out here and advise anyone to do anything that I personally wouldn't endorse doing myself. And you see, that's something that most other people are not willing to do. Why aren't they willing to do it that way? Because if they do it the opposite way and they pretend to be something that they're not, or they're not empathetic, or they don't show any sorrow for making mistakes, right? A lot of times when those people run things in that way, they do things kind of in a shady way, which may get them further ahead initially. But even if they get ahead initially doing things the wrong way, it's not sustainable long term. And that's the next thing I want to talk about here. I was debating about whether I was going to talk about this or not, but I am. And I'm going to do this very professionally, respectfully, and maturely. I'm going to do this in a way where I'm not going to mention names, and I'm not trying to feed back into the drama on the other side. As a matter of fact, I've ignored most of it, if not all of it. I have not been paying close attention to it. But here's the funny thing. The funny thing is you can set your YouTube app on your phone or your device to not recommend you videos from all of these people that you don't want to be recommended, right? And YouTube, after a few days or so, will recommend you these videos. So then you have to go back again and tell YouTube that you do not want these creators or types of videos recommended to you, right? So it's almost impossible to completely ignore certain things that are happening in life, especially if you're a YouTuber out here and you've been dealing with a bunch of crazy people that have been, trying to make your life miserable from moving forward on this platform. But there is one thing you can do. And I'm going to share this because this is what I did. This is the biggest takeaway that I have created lately. The biggest takeaway I have created lately is taking away pretty much the entire facade that this one particular drama group that's been trolling me and harassing me out here on YouTube for the last 4 years. This is the biggest takeaway. And I'm only sharing this for example purposes because many of you out here on YouTube or in real life are dealing with similar situations. And this is the proper way to handle it. Okay. So what was the takeaway? Well, I figured this out, and many other people figured out that this entire, drama group was primarily using me for their content, my name, my likeness. They were doing reaction videos to me. They, were, attacking me and harassing me in real life. And so how did I create the takeaway to the point of where I feel the position that other side is in today was inevitable to happen at some point? Because all along, I was trying to be nice to people on the other side and say, hey, look, even though what you're doing is wrong, I understand why you're doing it. It's getting you some traction. It's making you some money. But the truth of the matter is it's not sustainable long term, right? And they kept on coming back at me and, mocking my tone of voice and saying, it's not sustainable long term. It's not sustainable long term. Well, it's not sustainable long term. Because what happened? What was the takeaway? What was my takeaway from these people, right? And it was an idea that I came up with along with my sponsor. He paid me to go on a vacation. He forced me to go on a vacation. I mean, I wouldn't quite go that far, but my good friend Troy is an amazing person, right? And if he's going to pay me to go on vacation, I'm going to listen to him and respect him, right? Now, I'm my own boss. Troy does not dictate what I do and can't do, what type of content I create and not create. But if a man is going to pay me to go on vacation because he cares about me and he's appreciative of how I've helped his business out over the last 10 years, including, now through my YouTube channel and Facebook, I'm going to listen to him, right? We talked about it. And this was the best thing I could have done, because I've actually gone on vacation in the past. And when I went on vacation in the past, the same thing happened that I'm about to mention, what's been happening lately, right? Again, I have not paid that close attention to everything. But again, I get recommended some things, and, I'll skim through some stuff, and I've kind of put two and two together. And, I've kind of figured out, what's going on to a certain extent. And it's rather comical. So I go on vacation for 2 weeks, right? And what happens, right? These people start talking about me, and they say, "Oh, Eli will be back." How they start, taking bets and, talking about it through their live streams, and they're saying, how soon is Eli going to come back? Will he be back in 2 days? Will he be back in 5 days? I actually left for vacation on, what was the day? It was Tuesday, May 18th, and I didn't plan on returning until today, the 1st, which today is actually my official return. But, I decided on Friday the 28th, which was, I believe, was 11 days later, 10, 11 days later, that, I was going to do a stream and kind of prepare people for my return. And then I did a stream. I've been doing streams, I think it was since Friday. I've done like 3 or 4 streams, right? And by the way, the stream I did yesterday did not get taken down for copyright or guideline violations. About an hour or two after the stream ended, I made a decision, and I realized that stream is better suited for my Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams channel. So I ended up deleting it from this channel and immediately re-uploaded it in the same high quality on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. So if you want to check out that stream, make sure you subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Nightbot is sharing the link on the YouTube side of things every 7 minutes or so. Or you can just go to youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. One more time, youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. So that's over there. Check it out. It was a pretty good stream, couple hours long. And I was talking about another content creator, Courtney Ryan, and how I feel that she's been, leveraging the beta male market. So it was quite interesting. You should check it out if you'd like. But what happened when I went on vacation, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, okay, on that Tuesday? People started to, guess how soon I would be back, and that they were saying I would not make it the full entire 2 weeks, which they were right about that. I'll give them that. I was going to take the full 2 weeks off, and I still was on vacation when I was streaming. I didn't stream that much, I didn't do 2 streams on any given day. I still, got to relax and enjoyed my time off. But if you're going to look at it technically, I didn't put out any content or any community postings or comment on anyone's YouTube channels, and watched very minimal YouTube videos, for 11 days. So, I think these people started to take me seriously, which doesn't matter if they take me seriously or not. I'm just stating what happened, right? Now, so what ended up happening? Well, for a few days, and I ended up, briefly looking into things, over the last few days, because I figured I was going to do this topic on mastering the takeaway, and I wanted to get, my facts straight as best as possible, because in the past, when I was, covering, that drama aspect, that drama group and drama in general, right? I would, watch pretty much everything that happened. I didn't watch all of the streams, but I would skim through all of them, and I had all notifications on, and I would get everything, right? So, in this situation, I pretty much over the last couple of days have been kind of, flipping through a bunch of different creators and just kind of seeing what's happened over the past 2 weeks out of curiosity, because I wanted to see how effective my takeaway was. Now, you have to understand, I went on vacation to take a vacation and relax, right? But at the same time, whether I realized it or not, and I realized it, but I mean, I wasn't going on vacation just to take away content from these people, right? Okay, because they've been using me as their content. I went away to relax, but at the same time, I was creating a takeaway. Now, these people were trying to talk about me for a few days, and the next thing you know, because I wasn't putting out any content and I was just enjoying my time away, and there was no way they were going to get a reaction from me, they stopped talking about me and they started fighting amongst themselves. That's called infighting. They started to infight. And and that's hilarious, because going back and seeing what happened was just rather comical to me, right? Like, what actually happened? I'll mention a few things here. There were a few channels in that group that were terminated by YouTube for violating terms of service. And the people that had a channel terminated have had multiple other channels terminated in the past. I guess some people never learned their lesson, right? And the interesting thing is this. I've tried to help many of these people in the past understand, why they're getting terminated. And they continue to do the same things and they get terminated again. And if they continue doing the same things, they're going to continue having their channels terminated, and they're going to have to keep starting over. Now, technically, once you get terminated on YouTube, you're not allowed to start a new channel again. But as we know, YouTube doesn't really care, because I know people that have been terminated while they're a part of the YouTube partner program, and then they came back and they got remonetized on different channels. So, I think a lot of the rules that YouTube puts out there, YouTube and Google put out there, they're not set in stone. They are guidelines. So they're basically putting it out there so that way it leads you to believe you can never come back if you get terminated, especially if you're a part of the YouTube partner program. But it's on a case-by-case basis. We may be willing to give certain people a second chance. Plus, YouTube's been changing their rules a lot lately. And what YouTube seems to be more focused on now is monetizing as many people as possible, because their advertisers have lightened up quite a bit when it comes to the content they're okay with, having their ads on, right? So now YouTube's saying we need more people in the partner program. We need more people to live stream. Another thing that I realized before I went on vacation, YouTube changed their live streaming restriction rules, meaning that if you now file a copyright takedown and you take down someone's live stream for copyright, the only way that channel won't be able to stream is if you take down that stream while it is active, meaning while they are broadcasting live. And in that case, they will only go down for 7 days. For 7 days. They'll be back to streaming in 7 days. But let's say that live stream that gets flagged for copyright gets taken down for copyright, but the copyright doesn't go through or isn't filed until after the live stream goes on a replay. Once it goes on a replay, if you take down that live stream replay for copyright, there's no penalty to the channel. Your streaming will not be disabled. So, YouTube's been changing their rules, and they're making it, much easier for people to stream. What that's telling me is that they're seeing a lot of value with the live streams. More ads can go on live streams. Plus, people will super chat through live streams, and we all know YouTube and Google, they get 30% of all super chats. So they're thinking, the more people we give access to live streaming and the less restrictive we are towards live streaming, the more profitable we're going to be. So, that's what happened. So it's been a game changer because there have been a lot of people on YouTube that, have been taking down live streams and live stream replays because in the past, before they changed their rules over the last month or two, in the past, it would disable your live streaming for 90 days. Now, you also have the option of filing a counter notification if you can claim fair use, and if YouTube accepts your counter notification, then within 10 to 14 days after they approve your counter notification, if the person that filed the copyright strike initially doesn't sue you within that time, then within 2 weeks, the other person's video that was taken down gets reinstated. The copyright strike comes off of their channel, and then they're able to start streaming again before the 90-day period. But YouTube completely changed it. And to me, from a profitability standpoint, it makes perfect sense. But what has that created? What has that caused? More and more people are live streaming now, and there's a lot more drama through these live streams because many of these people just they just don't believe in themselves that they have actual content to create. So the content that they feel they're good at creating involves drama and instigating drama all over YouTube, kind of like it's a schoolyard playground, right? Like it's back in kindergarten, right, or nursery school, right? That's what it's been kind of like. So anyway, let me just check something out here real quick. I'm curious to see something real quick here. At least my monetization is green today. This is the most vanilla topic ever. I want to just check one other thing real quick. Just give me a second here. Okay. It's good. So what else has this takeaway done, right? Well, there were some other channels that that were trying to come at me in different ways, and I found out through some other live streams I skimmed through today, earlier, and over the past few days that oh, Queen, don't worry about that. I'll get to that in a second. This one creator that was trying to duplicate my type of business in many ways. This is rather comical. He had a total of 3 channels. One of his channels was a deep sock account where he simulcasted me a couple times, and I flagged those down for copyright. I then went back and looked at those links. He actually removed those videos, and then he put that channel. He hid that channel. He didn't delete the channel. He hid that channel. And then this guy also has 2 other channels. And I heard, through another content creator that this guy deleted his channels. And then I went and I checked because I know how to find those links, right? And he didn't delete those channels. He hid those channels. Those channels could come back just like that, right? So, hey, BWYA Gaming, welcome to the stream. Queen's like, where are the rest of the mods? Hello, Eli, and everyone, says BWYA Gaming once again. Not everyone's going to make every stream, Queen and BWYA Gaming. And they can always watch the replay. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think we need to worry about where people are at. I think people should be able to come and go as they wish. And, in the past, because I was involved with, this drama group and there was a lot of, craziness going on back and forth, and they were trying to control people and trying to take my people. There's no such thing as taking people from people. You have to let people come and go as they wish and go where they want to go when they want to go. And you can't get mad at people because they also want to go out there and watch and see what your haters are doing, right? Like, I no longer get, upset about those things because I've really learned how to handle myself respectfully, professionally, maturely out here on YouTube. And that's the way I've been in real life. Like, what you're more so seeing now is the way I handle things professionally in my real life. I just had to figure out how that works out here on YouTube because it's a whole new world out here. You know what I mean? So, so this guy hid all his channels, and he may come back. Maybe he's waiting to see if I'm going to feed back into him, which I'm not. I'm not even going to mention his name, but people that are watching this stream, if some people are still watching from the other side, you know who I'm talking about. And even if he brought those channels back and started talking about me, it's not going to get him anywhere because it's not real content. Now, some people might question me here and ask me, well, you're talking about this. Is this real? This is real content because what I'm doing here is I'm sharing with you folks that are dealing with similar things how to master the takeaway, how to take away what these people have been taking from you, right? But first you have to identify what they're taking from you, right? And for me, what they were taking from me, okay, well, a lot of it had to do, with viewers and money and stuff like that, right? But were they really ever taking anything away from me? Or was I just reacting to them, and me reacting to them and getting upset, give them more content, right? And stray me away from my actual message, right? Because like I said, here's the thing, okay? No matter what people try to do to you as a creator out here on YouTube, okay? Even if they try to come at your moderators and steal them, or, they see people coming in your chat or in your comment section, they approach them and then they try to tell them how bad of a person you are. It's up to you as a creator whether you want to react to it or not, right? And are these people still kind of doing it? Yeah, maybe a little bit, not as much, right? Because they're seeing it's not as effective anymore, right? Meaning that, hey, its sustainability is done, right? Like I've been saying all along, it's not sustainable long term. And now these people are really beginning to see what I meant by when I said it's not sustainable long term, right? For example, yesterday, the two people that troll me the most out here on this platform, when they heard I was doing a reaction video to Courtney Ryan, and they went into her comment section, especially after they saw me, commenting there, and they started writing some smack talk about me. And I saw that as I was going through these comments on my stream yesterday, right? And I didn't acknowledge them by name. I briefly said, oh, there are my trolls again. They just have nothing better to do, right? And I just kind of moved on. I still ran my show. I didn't let it affect me, right? So you're going to get people that are going to continue doing that, right? But it's up to you if you want to let it get to you and derail you off your message, or not. It's up to you. If you want to briefly acknowledge it every now and then, that's fine. My advice is to not acknowledge it. Now, when you're live on the air and you're going through a comment section, reacting to comments from someone's video that you commented on as well, and then your trolls just pop up out of nowhere, like I had no choice but to acknowledge it. Had I seen those comments from, these trolls that were trolling me, in the comment section of that of Courtney's comment section of her latest video, I would have found a way to not show those comments, right? But sometimes things come out of nowhere. Like here's a perfect example. Sometimes things come out of nowhere, and you have to know how to handle things on the fly, especially if you're on a live stream. Now, if you're doing a pre-recorded video, you can edit things out, right? But when you're live, you have to more so be prepared to handle anything and everything that comes your way. You might bring someone on a live stream panel, or you may have an interview set up with someone you bring on. They come on, and then they start going crazy on you. You have to be prepared and think in advance, how am I going to handle this professionally, respectfully, and maturely if someone goes haywire while they're live on my show? Well, this is what I do. I would immediately remove them. And then I would say, folks, well, sometimes you never know what you're going to get. You know, you can get to know people to a certain point, and then you have to trust that they're going to be professional, respectful, and mature when they come on your show. But apparently in this case, our guest today was not. So I'm going to end this stream right now, and I'll see you on the next one, right? And don't let it upset you. Don't let it, derail you. Because in many cases, sometimes those things could either be a setup, and even if they're not a setup, there are always people out there that don't like you, that are looking to make content off of the bad things that happen to you and then laugh at you as a lolcow, right? So it's up to you how you react to things. Like, there are certain things that are within your control, and there are certain things that are not within your control. You just have to learn. You have to control what you can't control and learn how to handle what you can't control as best as possible. In my opinion, it should be handled respectfully, professionally, and maturely. It's not about attacking that person. It's just about briefly stating, hey, this is what happens. It's just time to move on. Forget that it happened. I'll see you folks in the next one, right? That's just the way it goes. And that's why for live streamers, it's more difficult because that's a troll's haven. Trolls understand while you're live, okay, you can't edit things while you're live. So that's why they try to hit you when you're live, because you can't edit the video, you can't edit your reaction, right? You can't edit what you say. And here's the thing. Some people out there will screen record you, so even if you put your video to private once your stream ends, or you delete it, they've got a screen recorded copy from their phone, their tablet, or their laptop or desktop, right? So you just have to be mentally prepared for all of that, and don't let it get to you, because if you let it get to you, then in essence, you're giving them what they want, and that's hindering your success at mastering the takeaway from them. Does that make sense? Let me get to chat here real quick. Nothing happening over on Facebook lately. BWYA Gaming says, I have been at my kids' end of year award ceremony for their school. That's awesome. Awesome, BWYA Gaming. Queen says, hello, gaming. Furthermore, BWYA Gaming says, it is a learning curve. I have learned many things by being on social media. Well, what have you learned, BWYA Gaming? What have you learned? Let us know in the chat here. Give me 1 second here, folks. Okay. Here's the funny thing, too. I got a call on my phone, right? I'm only mentioning this because this is what you can do to protect yourself and to be prepared, right? If you're a live streamer, because these trolls know that your phone is right next to you. You can put your phone to silent for it to not ring or vibrate while you're live on the air. You can also set your phone, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, to only accept calls from people that are on your contact list, right? The rest of the calls will just, even if I didn't have my phone on vibrate and didn't have my ringer off, it would still not make any sound at all. It would silence the call, right? So these people that Who knows? Maybe they're just trying to get a reaction of me looking at my phone. I look at my phone throughout my shows for many reasons. Sometimes people may send a Cash App or a PayPal, or I may get an email that may be noteworthy to read. So, and I get all my notifications coming to my lock screen, so I can quickly glance at it and then move on. BWIA Gaming says, thick skin helps a lot in the art of ignoring those who do not matter, LOL. You're right, BWIA Gaming. You're right. And I had thick skin before I came out here on YouTube 4 years ago on my former channel. But it wasn't good enough. And this is what I try to tell people. YouTube is a beast. You need to have thick skin times 10. YouTube will test your already thick skin that you have before you come on YouTube and try to become a creator like myself, right? I learned that I had to be 10 times stronger and have 10 times thicker skin out here on YouTube than in real life. Now, has that helped out my real life too? Absolutely, because if I've toughened up my skin 10 times greater out here on YouTube after what I've experienced out here for the past 4 years, you can only imagine how much of a stronger person I am and thicker skin I have in real life. Nothing phases me anymore, right? And I want to help you folks get to that level as well, right? So, yeah, to kind of wrap up the takeaway from the other side, these people have been eating themselves alive. They're calling the police and FBI on each other. They're accusing each other of taking drugs. They're threatening, all these orders and police activity and all that, right? I just kind of briefly glanced through things and put two and two together. And I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking to myself, how did I ever allow myself to be involved with any of this or any of these people for the last 4 years? I'm a much better person than that. I have actual content. I didn't need any of this. How did I allow myself, right? It was a learning experience. And like I said, everything in life's a learning experience. And until you learn something the first time, you're not going to know how to handle it, no matter how well you know how to handle everything else. For example, let's say that I know how to handle everything in life. Now I come out on YouTube and I'm being attacked and harassed, right? I have no experience on how to handle that. No matter how well I can handle those things off of YouTube, I have to now learn how to handle things on YouTube because it's different, right? So it's not even fair for me to say, how did I ever get involved with these people? Because the truth of the matter is this, is you have to open yourself up to take chances and collaborate with people and work with people to get ahead, right? So if somebody were to ask me, if I could do it all over again, would I do it any differently? Well, if I knew what was going to happen, yes. But you don't know what's going to happen, right? I didn't know about trolls on YouTube and all that stuff, right? I didn't know about any of that, right? So I would do it the same way because here's the thing. You have to give people the benefit of the doubt to get to know them and see if they want to collaborate with you, maybe do an interview on their channel and your channel, right? Or do some collab videos together, right? You have to take chances. You can't just close everyone off because you're not going to get ahead if you do, right? You can only go so far doing things by yourself. Now, granted, I can always do live streams by myself, right? But many people in my audience are saying, when are you going to bring panels back and interviews? And I want to do that, right? I want to do that, right? And I'm going to do that, right? But now I know more so what to look at. And I also know how to better handle situations, especially if I'm doing a live interview and somebody goes crazy. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is this. Hey, if you do interviews, why not do them pre-recorded? And that way people can't troll you, right? And they can't set you up, pretending to want to do a real interview, and then they were paid to troll you, right? So you can make one simple change. You could do a pre-recorded, and then you can release that video as a premiere video and still have a live chat. And if you're monetized, you can still get super chats and super stickers and donations while you're premiering that live. There are so many different ways you can handle things, folks. Arnie is in the house. Hey, Arnie, it is getting out of hand. Yeah, I haven't paid that close attention to it, Arnie. I kind of was looking into it a little bit the last few days, and it's gotten way out of hand. And I mean, let's be real about it. I know the reasons why it's getting out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. I'm not going to go into detail on that. You folks can put two and two together regarding that. But everything that I mentioned was going to happen is happening. These people are eating themselves or eating each other alive. And I said it's not sustainable long term, right? And honestly, Arnie, I love helping everyone, including these people, including any drama people. I really, truly, sincerely have wanted to help these people, right? Right? And if I knew that they were being serious, I would still be willing to help them, but they're not. I've tried so many times. It's just not worth it, right? It's not worth it. And today, like I said, I'm just explaining this as an example of mastering the takeaway, because when I pulled myself out of the equation for almost 2 weeks, right? These people didn't know what to do. It almost practically destroyed their operation. And it more so showed me that, wow, these people were really breathing their oxygen at my expense. They were breathing their oxygen off of me. And I didn't really want to believe that. I didn't really want to believe that it was close to 100%, of them needing me for their content. And based on what's been happening in the last few weeks, that like I said, I don't know everything that happened, but I have a good idea. I've only seen certain things, right? But you can put two and two together and figure it out, right? So, yeah, that's that. BWI Gaming, you have people who claim to be friends and are not, but you have to get past all that and just move forward. Right. Well, people out here on YouTube and social media, everyone's seeking attention. Everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants the most likes and views. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone is fighting for, a piece of the pie, right? And they think that if they take out certain people, that they're going to have a better chance of getting a piece of the pie or more of the pie, right? And the truth of the matter is there's plenty of pie for everyone, right? All you have to do is one thing. You focus on yourself, and you focus on what makes you happy, and you just be yourself. And you come out here and do what I do. I love coaching people and helping people and sharing my stories and giving people advice on how to best handle life situations based on what I've experienced in the past, the mistakes I made, and what I did to overcome those mistakes. And maybe if people hear my stories, when they encounter similar situations, they're going to be able to make a better decision, or maybe make the right decision the first time around rather than making a mistake the first or second time and wasting that time. If they pay attention and learn from my mistakes, for example, okay, they might get further ahead a little bit quicker than I did, right? Queen says, hello, Arnie. Arnie says, hello. BWI says, hi, Arnie. Arnie says, hi. BWI Gaming says, right. So that's that, folks. We're at 49 minutes, and I'm going to go off the air in a few minutes here. I will be doing a Walking with Purpose stream later this afternoon. It's probably going to be about I'm going to say like 1:30 Pacific, which is 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break after this show. I'm going to make myself some oatmeal so I get some fiber and have a nice light breakfast. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I've just had a lot of coffee. Let me see here. What the hell? Give me a second here. Hmm. Interesting. This has nothing to do with YouTube. I got an interesting call missed with no message, and I know who it is. Interesting. Interesting things happen. Interesting things happen in life, especially when you're live on the air, right? BWI Game says, don't let people who don't know you personally have an effect on your life. Let them talk, be the bigger person, and laugh and move on. Right, BWIA Gaming. You know, like I said, part of moving forward is mastering the takeaway. That's what this video has been about. It's taking away what these people have either taken away from you or have been trying to take away from you or continue to try to take away from you, right? Okay? And the way you take it away from them is by letting it go and not letting it affect you. Because if they can see you're affected by it, right, then they're going to keep on doing it, right? But if it doesn't affect you, right, there's no reason for them to continue doing anything in the ways they used to do it because they're not getting the reaction that they want, right? I will tell you, folks, this vacation that I took was God sent. It was a blessing. And I feel like a brand new man. And my pinched nerve is almost completely healed. And, I've got a few decent women in the queue that I'm going to be talking to this week and getting to know them and see where things go. Who knows? Maybe my attitude will come off better towards them. I'm not saying I had a bad attitude towards the other women, but who knows? When good things start to happen, folks, good things start to happen in pairs, right? Another way to put it is this: when you start seeing good things happen because you've changed your outlook on things, you've taken a break and you've refocused, right? And you don't let things phase you, right? And then one good thing starts to happen to you, then multiple things start happening for you. And they may not all happen in one day or at the same time, right? But let's say one good thing happens to me today, right? And then by Friday, another good thing happens, right? Then 2 weeks from now, another good thing happens, right? And why does that happen? Why does it happen like that? It happens because it's up to you how you show up. And it's up to you how you present yourself and how you feel deep within, right? I keep trying to tell people this, and they laugh, right? Especially people from these drama groups, right? I keep saying, look, how you see yourself is how the rest of the world's going to see you. Watch the movie The Secret and read the book, but more so watch the movie The Secret. It's a 90-minute movie. Watch it like 5 or 10 times. It's saying the same thing over and over again by many different famous authors and speakers, right? That, discuss the law of attraction. Okay, the law of attraction again states how you see yourself. How you see yourself is how the rest of the world is going to see you, right? So if you look at the mirror and you love what you see and you go out in public and you're just a happy person, right? You're not going to go out in public and tell people you love yourself, right? You're going to have that feeling deep within. You're going to know deep within that you're a happy person, right? And how do you become a happy person? You take care of yourself. Like a lot of these people from the other side, they're very insecure. And I'm not saying that to be critical. I'm just saying as an example. They're very insecure. A lot of them are overweight or obese. So they're very unhealthy, right? And so they don't like what they see in the mirror. And, it affects them from loving themselves, which would allow other people to truly love them, right? So how do you fix that? You start taking care of yourself. You start getting more healthy. You eat better. You exercise more. You take time away from all this drama, right? Because the longer you invest yourself in drama, this is what I've noticed. The longer you invest yourself in drama, and I'll admit something. I will admit something, and I gained 5 pounds while I was involved with that drama. And over the last 2 weeks, I was working out harder and I lost those 5 pounds. And I'm back to my nominal weight level. Which 5 pounds, not a big deal. Maybe most of you didn't even notice it. Who knows, right? But the bottom line is this, is that when you invest yourself with nonsensical, endless drama, you get wrapped into it all day, every day, and it drains your energy, and you eat more to try to get more energy. And what type of foods do you eat? You eat more sugar. Sugar, not good for you. Well, you can eat a healthy amount, right? But when you eat a lot of sugar and a lot of fatty food and stuff like that, and you eat more calories than your body burns to try to sustain your level of energy for all this drama you're dealing with, you start to put on weight, right? So if you haven't noticed, a lot of these people from the drama groups on YouTube, not just the one I used to be involved with, but any drama group, have you noticed that these people are either at least a little bit overweight or obese? Have you noticed that, right? Why is that? Because they're more focused on the drama than focusing on bettering themselves, right? So watch The Secret and apply The Secret. Take better care of yourself. Get yourself in good shape. And start focusing on what makes you happy. Don't try to make other people happy. Don't try to do things to keep other people around. Do what you love for yourself. And you will attract the right people in your life when you do it that way, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time for that. It takes too long, so I'm going to keep doing the drama stuff because that just works, right? It works temporarily. Look what's happening now to certain groups on YouTube, right? It's imploding in their face, right? Focus on yourself, because what you put out there, you get back. The last thing I'm going to wrap up with here, we're at 57 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes, so get your questions in. Stress eating, it happens. Well, when you're dealing with drama 24/7 and you're not sleeping BWYA, and you're eating more to have the energy to stay awake, and you're not exercising, right? What's going to happen? Amen, brother. Do what you love. Right. Yeah, what you put out there, you get back. And that's why, from the very little I followed regarding this drama group over the past few days, I've been trying to just, skim through 2 weeks worth of content just so I have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Out of curiosity to see how effective it was for me to go on vacation. It was very effective, but that's not the reason why I went. It wasn't, but that was a very effective thing to do regardless, right? But a lot of these people, what's funny to me is that some of the primary people involved have been getting attacked, right? And they're upset because people are coming at them, right? but they're not admitting what they've done to create this mess, right? It's funny to me that the main culprits in these drama spheres can't own up to what they've done to put themselves in this position. And when they're finally caught red-handed regarding what they've been doing to keep the drama going, for whatever reason, we know it's for profitability, right? Now they flip it around and they get mad at people doing the same thing to them as they were doing to these other people, right? It's hypocritical, right? Remember this, what you put out, you get back. If you treat people a certain way, they're going to treat you the same way in return, right? So if you're the type of person that goes out here on YouTube and, swats people or makes, what do you call it? Wellness checks and stuff like that, people are going to do the same thing to you, right? If you call the police on people, they're going to call the police back on you for other things, right? It saddens me that there are a lot of people in these drama groups that get upset when the tides are turned and people are coming at them, but yet they were the ones that created this whole mess in the first place, and they can't even see that, right? It's come full circle, says Arnie. I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has. And again, I'm not here to feed into it. I'm not mentioning any names. All I was, saying here today is that I pulled away. I created the takeaway. By going on vacation, that was the takeaway, right? And by me not talking about these people, now, for example purposes today, they were part of an example, right? There are many drama groups on YouTube. There's drama in many places. Wherever drama is involved, or wherever drama is happening, whether it's in your real life or social media, your best bet is to just pull away from it. Even if people are coming at you, right? If you're a public figure on social media or even in real life, people are going to come at you. Even if you do everything right, people are going to be jealous that you're doing everything right. They're going to come at you trying to kick you down and try to throw you off your center. The only way to take that away from them is to not let it get to you. Don't even acknowledge it if you can. And if you're going to acknowledge it every now and then, brief, like I'm kind of doing today, acknowledge it with grace, laugh at it, right? Maybe use it as an example, right? And don't overreact. Don't get triggered about it. I'm going to wrap up by saying this. After 4 years of dealing with this type of stuff on YouTube, for example, what turned my life around and has allowed me to now move forward and create greatness on my channel is not letting this stuff get to me, meaning not getting triggered. When I realized that what was making me profitable to drama groups on YouTube, whether it's this group or other groups, right, was me reacting, overreacting, and getting triggered. Me doing crazy, stupid things was giving these people content, saying, this guy's a life coach, he's a lunatic, right? So what did I start doing? 6+ months ago, I took that card away. And slowly but surely, it's kind of phased out, right? Now what's happening? They tried to continue to, come at me, but what were they doing? Because I was giving them nothing new in regards to being triggered, they kept recycling the same garbage over and over again, right? And now what's happened? Their audience has diminished, right? And let me ask you, Arnie, one more thing before we get on out of here. And the other side will deny it. I could care less. It doesn't matter because I'm not watching their stuff anyway. But the other side is going to say, oh, we haven't lost much of our audience. No. From what I've seen, which I could be wrong because I haven't looked too deeply into it, but from what I've seen, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Arnie, because I'm sure you've seen the whole thing, is that whole audience has been destroyed. It seems like to me they are fighting for dear life to keep each individual person a part of that group, right? Trying to hang on to these people for dear life. When all these creators have to do that are part of that group is just focus on their message like I do, right? And the right people will come. You can't force people to pick sides or go, where you want them to go. You have to let them go where they want to go, right? And if you want them to come to your channel and watch you, then you have to give them a reason through your content. Not a direct reason. You have to give them an indirect reason why they should watch you, right? By providing good content, right? So they come and watch you in an unforced way because they actually enjoy your content. That's that. I have to tell you, folks, while I wait for Arnie and anyone in the chat to make their last remarks before I go off the air, I have to tell you, I feel so amazing right now. I feel so good. I feel like I'm in a good position. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, you haven't really grown much. You haven't done a lot. No, I have. You may not see it within the numbers here, but I have. And I feel so good with what's up ahead, especially when I get my new laptop from Dell, like I mentioned a couple streams ago. You can go back and watch those streams if you missed them. There's going to be so much amazing content coming to this channel, folks. And I'm willing to do content on any subject you want me to because life coaching is all about life, business and personal, right? I want to help you folks truly accomplish whatever it is that your hearts desire. I care about you folks. I really do. And again, I give away most of my content for free. If people end up liking the content and they want to support the channel by becoming a member or donating via PayPal, Super Chat, Super Sticker, or Cash App, that's up to them. Don't force people to donate, folks. If people are going to donate, they're going to donate because they actually believe in you and they like who you are. And to me, a genuine donation feels a lot better than a forced one. BWYA Gaming says, yes, you want people to actually like what you are producing, says BWYA Gaming. Queen with the eyes, she's watching for trolls. Arnie says, it's not a tight-knit group. It's been held together by the dirt they have on each other to form a pretend unity. Now there's cracks beginning to appear and they're going at each other. I've seen those cracks for years. And I know everything about every single person in that group. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't feel the need to talk about it. I know exactly what every single one of them has done. I know what I've done. We've all done things, right? Okay? And I'm not saying I'm innocent by far at all. What I will say is that everything that I ever did was with the best intentions. But did I make some mistakes along the way? Even though my intentions were always pure, yes, because I was trying to fight to get these people to go away. And I didn't realize I was fighting a battle in a way that I couldn't win. The only way to win the battle is to remove yourself from it, right? That's it. That's the bottom line. But yeah, I've heard that, okay, you had one dude, that was trying to drive to another dude's house to harm him, to shoot him or whatever, right? And then, the FBI, I guess, was contacted and, some people are saying that was a real FBI agent. Others were saying it wasn't. Right, now we've got the FBI involved, at least I think so, right? What a waste of resources, right? All because one other dude on the internet, made fun of some dude's grandma. Now, I would never do that. I would never make fun of anyone's family member. And I think that's pretty rude for someone to do that for content. I agree. But look at what these people have done to my family. These people, one dude spit on my father's grave, and I just didn't let it get to me. I'm still not letting it get to me, right? You got to have some thick skin, right? So why did something like this get blown way out of proportion? Because these people have no other content. At least they think they have no other content besides this, right? That's the thing, right? And I actually feel bad for all of them, to be honest with you. BWYA Gaming says, we all have good intentions, but sometimes what happens is people will use good intentions or good people to get what they want. They are master manipulators. Yes, that's true, BWYA Gaming, but here's the thing. What I've learned over the past 4 years out here on YouTube, and just having experience in life in general, is that it's not sustainable long term. And these people have been doing this for 4 years. And for 4 years, it had worked, right? And I kept telling them it's not sustainable long term. Now, had I kept on feeding into it, this could have gone on forever. I had to figure out how to withdraw from this because they were never going to stop, right? I had to master the takeaway of trolls, haters, and people attacking me on YouTube. I had mastered the takeaway in other aspects in life. I had to master it on YouTube. Now I've mastered it, and now I'm going to help other people in a similar situation master it as well. But again, I have to say, I feel really good about where things are heading in the future. And if you're a good person and you want to work with me or my friend Troy in any capacity, I would love to interview good people, do collab videos. I've got a brand new, amazing laptop coming. I'll say the specs again. i9, 5.3 gigahertz, 8-core processor, 16 threads, with an NVIDIA 4 gigabyte 1650 Ti graphics card, discrete graphics card, 64 gigs of DDR4 2933 megahertz memory. I've got a NVMe M.2 form, 2 terabyte solid state drive, the fastest hard drive you can get. I've got a beast of a laptop coming. Why did I invest over $3,000 on that laptop? Because I'm investing in myself, and I want to invest in you folks, the people. I'm investing not only in myself. I have to invest in myself first before I can invest in you. But I'm not only investing in myself, I'm investing in each and every one of you. So all the money you folks have donated to me over the past several months is being reinvested right back into the business because I care about you folks. I can't say the same thing about some other people. Arnie says, I don't mean to sound rude, but I was hoping your holiday would go for another week because they were dry reaching for content. They had nowhere to go except at each other. Well, Arnie, it doesn't matter. I've been back for a few days, and they still have nothing. It doesn't matter to me. What are they going to do? Critique this stream here, where I'm talking about mastering the takeaway? What's that going to do? I think that these people realize that they have to make some major changes, and get out of the drama. There was even one guy, who did a stream earlier today, and he was saying, hey, maybe it's time for certain people to get out of the drama market. That's great advice. That's great advice, and create real content. Now, if you're a channel that does reaction videos to attack people, well, maybe you need to find a different genre to focus on, in my opinion. But Arnie, there's nothing new here. They can talk about this stream all they want. What are they going to talk about? Eli mastering the takeaway and sharing with people how to take things away? It's not a big deal. BWI Gaming says, being everyone's friend is not possible in a social media setting. People are all in different places in their lives and don't always mesh well together. Well, and also what you're leaving out there, BWIA Gaming, because I think you're being nice, is that a lot of people are honestly not in a good space mentally and emotionally. We'll put it professionally, respectfully, maturely, okay? But a lot of people have a lot of issues that they still need to resolve as an adult that stem back to their childhood, right? And until I'm going to wrap up by saying this, and then I'm going to get out of here. Until they resolve the underlying issue, nothing will ever change. You have to understand, folks. There's a difference between, which is what I'm trying to say, on the surface or above the surface and beneath the surface. In order to, be a happy person on the surface or above the surface, you have to first, work through the issues that are below the surface, right? You have a lot of people in this world, not just this drama group and other people on YouTube, but in this world in general, you have a lot of people that have unresolved underlying issues below the surface that they need to work through. And until they do that, no one can help them, not even a therapist. A therapist can try, but they have to dig deep and see that there's a problem for even a therapist to be able to help them. BWYA Gaming says, right. All right, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. I will be back in about 3.5 hours at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific with a Walking with Purpose stream from the hiking trail. And that's that. Have yourselves a great day. I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye. Bye.